So there are 3 P's in what it takes to sell your home: pricing, process, and promotion. And today I'm going to talk a little bit about the process. Now, each of these topics we'll dig into further in a future video, but I want to make sure that we've at least kind of had an outline of what to look forward to. So step 1 is going to be preparing your home for market. This might happen before or after you meet with your realtor, which is another part of that process. So when you pick the agent who's going to effectively market your home, they will help you pick your pricing strategy. Make sure to go see the video on pricing strategy to understand a little bit about how pricing works and how the way you price your home impacts the finish line and how much you walk away with in your pocket. Once you've selected your marketing agent, you will then complete a marketing agreement. The agreement is with the brokerage in Illinois, and your agent is your designated agent assigned by the brokerage. Now the fun begins. We get to get ready for photos, take the photos, and market your home, which is my favorite part. From there, we start showings, possibly open homes, depending on your personal marketing strategy. We build a customized marketing plan for every single home that we market. And so some homes benefit from having open homes, others do not, and it really just depends on the circumstances of the home and the market. But usually the open home happens in a window that you'd be pretty busy with showings anyway, so it usually isn't much of an inconvenience. After showing your home, there's an average number of showings in most markets that usually are about where you should be expecting an offer. So from there, we'll manage feedback from the people viewing the home, and feedback from the market on how to actually get your home sold effectively for top dollar. Once we receive an offer or multiple offers, we then start the negotiation process. Now, there are key terms in every offer that are significantly important, and some of them, sometimes negotiating doesn't come down to price, but comes down to other terms. If there's multiple offers, those same key terms are what determine which offer is the most likely to get you to the finish line. Now, once you've officially accepted an offer, you've signed the contract, and we've dispersed it to all parties that need to be involved, we now have to go through the transaction process. During the transaction process, you will have to make your home available for the home inspection and the appraisal, which we will talk about in more detail in other videos. But as you've negotiated through those points, it's important that you're at this time getting ready to move. I recommend to all of my sellers to be moved out of their home 24 hours before closing. When closing approaches and your buyer gets clear to close, it's incredibly important that they're able to schedule their walkthrough at a time where you will no longer be in the home. And most often, we hope that that's the day of closing, but sometimes circumstances don't allow for that, and it's the day before, in which case it would be a liability for you to be in the home after their walkthrough. It is much less stressful for you if you are 100% moved out 24 hours before closing. This also leaves you a little bit of room for error if things don't go right, and we all know when you move, things don't always go perfectly. And finally, we close. Now, most sellers these days pre-sign. In fact, I can't remember the last time I've had a seller actually go to a closing. I had a seller not too long ago who was moving to Mexico, and he actually went to his closing because he wanted to leave with a check. But out of 300 homes, I think he might be the only seller who's ever actually gone to his closing. So sellers will pre-sign with their attorney prior to closing, and we essentially wait for the phone call from the attorney to tell us that you are funded and officially closed. Now, at that point, don't forget to leave a review. We've obviously worked very hard and hopefully earned our 5-star review, and it's incredibly important that you give that feedback so we can make sure everybody has the same experience you do.